Happy birthdays as well. You always find the latest courtyard permanent solution. Out of the box.
Hello and welcome to Radio Waves by Todderbert. If you enjoy reviews, comparisons, band scans of new and classic portable radios, then make sure to subscribe and tap the bell icon so you don't miss any of my most excellent videos. In front of us is the Sony ICF-P20, and I perform a daytime medium wave band scan. First, core features, second I'll do a size comparison, and third I'll start cruising the daytime band. So let's check it out, the Sony ICF-P20. Looks not very familiar to some people because it's a Japanese import, as you can tell by Japanese writing on the front there. I picked this up because the S10 MK2 was a little too expensive on the secondary market, and I saw this one going for cheap, like $15. I figured I'd give it a go. It's identical in performance, so I'm really happy with it. So let's go over features. Left hand side, we got a carry strap. We have our FM antenna, recessed nicely. Good design. I wish they would have carried that over to the P26 and P27 models, but they did not. On the side here, we have an earphone jack and our volume on-off control. To the front, bring this up close and personal. Sony model number. Our dial indicator is kind of like a pale yellow. It might have been brighter. It might have faded over time. Got this holographic log scale. It's kind of cool. TV sound. So in Japan, they had channels 1 through 3 there. An expanded FM, 76 to 108. Our AM dial is 530 to 1620, I believe. And then here we have a red tuning LED indicator. Probably says tune. And of course, FM AM. Got our speaker here. About a 2.5-inch speaker, 2-inch speaker, yeah. Right hand side, we got a band switch, AM, FM. Nice inner tuning control. It's all pretty basic. On the back, you can see it runs on 2 AA batteries. Got some Japanese writing. Chinese writing. It is made in China. Vented case, and our battery compartment, get this open, does hold 2 AA batteries, which is nice. A lot of people like radios that run on 2 AA batteries, and this is no exception. I do like it on these radios. Perfect pocket size and long life on those batteries. Let's get this battery door back on. Okay, there we are. I'll do a size comparison. I usually have my culprits here, the CC Pocket. As you can tell, CC Pocket's a little smaller, but has a dinky speaker, real tinny compared to this. Yeah, I dig tuning analog radios. I really do. I'll end up carrying this before I carry this on a daily basis, just because that's how I am. Though I do like using my pocket at night for DXing. It's a cool radio. But yeah, there you go. For size comparison, definitely the Sony stands taller. Current time is 9:04 a.m. Central Daylight Time. It's a little earlier than normal. Usually I like to go around 10:30, 11. But new schedule. There's so many things going on outside. So it's about 4 hours after sunrise. Sunrise is around 5 a.m. So I think we're pretty good. I think we're in the daytime hours. We're not going to be picking up distant stations, evening stations, which is good. But yeah, these guys mowing, trimming our bushes, going crazy. So here we are, Skywave in the house. I'll use this as my frequency checker. If I get lost in the band, this is really handy because you can just plug in the station you think you're on and go from there. But it's nice to have a little companion radio sometimes if you're a collector and you're an avid tuner. And last but not least, we have a deck of cards here. Another size comparison, a standard size playing deck. Iron Man, he's the man with the master plan. He's a Sony fanboy and the president, man. Iron Man. Fan club president, I meant to say. Anyway, so yeah, there it is. The Sony, the import, I don't know if you can find these anymore. They popped up for a little while, then they disappeared. I'm not sure if they're still around. If they are, they're worthy. But if they're more money than the S10 MK2, just pick up that one instead. Because if you're in America, you're not going to benefit from any of this lower band coverage. And yeah, it's just, you just wouldn't benefit from the FM there. But it is cool. I do like this. Like I said, the holographic looking log scale. I think that's kind of neat. That's just me. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's go to the bottom of the band. Okay, so we're starting out at 530. Now, of course, everybody knows medium wave. It uses an internal antenna. Sony keeps them right about here. They're usually about the length, the top length here, typically about 2 inches in length. All right, so we're going to start tuning our first station in. It's not it. There it is. Doesn't sound like much until I turn the horizontal edge of that antenna towards the station I'm trying to receive. So this is 540 WAUK Jackson, Wisconsin. I want to show you. You can boost the signal if you have yourself a passive loop. I have one handy right here. The Turk Advantage. This thing's fantastic. Coil of wire harnesses the radio energy, and it transfers it by proximity to the radio, and we tune the station we're trying to pick up with this purple knob here. So I can improve the signal and gain. You can see that tuning light went on. Yes, that Turk Advantage is a good investment. If you're an avid AM listener, definitely have one of those in your collection. I'll have links below to the radio and to that passive loop. Definitely worthy. I believe it's more money than the other ones. I have 3 of them. I have Select Antenna, that Turk Advantage passive loop, and I have the Texan AN200. They're all great. That Turk Advantage is just easier to tune for me. So I really like it. This is one I use all the time. Let's keep going.
To know that Maxine Waters is your congresswoman. Get in their face. Remember when she said...
Got a nice speaker tone to it. I like it. 560 WIND, Chicago, Illinois.
Go to them in the grocery store. Wow. A lot of evil in the world. At least...
Pence, promised to overturn Roe v. Wade, promised to choose Supreme Court justices. Trump did. That would...
So here's 580 WILL, Urbana, Illinois.
That has looked like...
This is 150 miles south. So you can point your radio to the north, which is that direction, and it'll pick up stations to the south. So it's bi-directional, that antenna on the inside.
In many states to elect Republican state legislatures to pass abortion bans.
And of course, you can boost the signal.
Working at the national level.
Bring in the loop again.
Lost in 2020, but it didn't matter at that point,
There you
right?
go.
Because
Light
Trump
comes on.
selected 3 Supreme Court justices. On the abortion rights side, the preparation...
Okay, so next to it is 590. This one's a little harder to get. I think that's it right there. It's kind of muffled. If we bring the loop back in, there you go. 590 WKZO, Kalamazoo, Michigan. It's about 140 miles to the east. So here's 600 WMT, Cedar Rapids, Iowa. This is 175 miles to the west.
Conversation 855-616-1620. Stephen Carroll, Monday edition. We are just getting warmed up. Don't forget, 9:35. I just tweeted this out. One of the interesting opinions that came out on Friday was the sole solitary opinion from Clarence Thomas.
620 WTMJ, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
If you value contraception, wow, this is...
640 WMFN, Piatone, Illinois. Hispanic music. Yeah.
And he was really thin, he was the learning curve, he was learning, but what you figure out coaching these guys is like who learns quick, who improves in a big way. Others
670, the score? WSCR Chicago, home of the Cubs.
You did a drill, he figures the drill out, then he competes. You challenge him in an area to improve. He really takes it upon himself
Smooth tuning, by the way. It's really nice and easy. I like it.
It's great. The game's different now. Yeah. The players are different now.
Yeah. Well, it's nothing.
720 WGN, Chicago.
Sure, no one will remember any of that.
Let's play too. The Sox are on the West Coast, and Wednesday night they'll.
Today on More to Life, the comparison game. You know, we're talking about the tendency we all have to struggle with envy, that tendency to negatively compare ourselves to others and feel like if we could only have this, then we
750 WNDZ, Portage, Indiana. A Catholic radio station. I think relevant radio.
to discover your worth in God's eyes and His plan for your life. 877-573-7825.
Let's talk now with Maureen.
Gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's 9:14. The leader of a Chicago megachurch announces retirement. But he says
So here's WBBM 780, Chicago, Illinois. Old Time Radio, radiospirits.com. They host old time radio shows between 12 a.m. and 1 a.m. Central Daylight Time. If you're near Chicago, Illinois, or you can pick up that station from your location, definitely tune in the evening if you're up that late. A lot of fun.
Sidewalk in front of a gun store, leading a protest against.
But the Congress will continue to act to overcome this extreme.
So here's 820 WCPT, Willow Springs, Illinois, 40 miles away. Yeah, I'm not hovering on some of these. There's a lot of controversial subjects going on, and so I'm just going to go quickly when I hear them. So if I don't hover on the station, it's because of that. So just keep that in mind.
Trump, Mitch McConnell.
It's too much. There's a lot of politics, and I got to be careful. I don't want to create arguments and issues. Okay, here we go. Faint station. This is 860 WNOV, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, operating at 200 watts, I believe, or 250 during the day. And to get it better, I have to bring a loop in. I can make it out, probably with headphones. I'll bring this Advantage loop in and tune it in. Big difference.
And got ton of shares and people like that supposed to. But when you said the numbers, he said it was like this 6,000 years.
It was what
like just when you're just but every time I just realize the story, and when he talks about why he's religion.
There you go. Pretty neat. Okay, keep going here. Let's see what else we can pick up. Okay, there is East Lansing, Michigan at 870 WKAR, about 200 miles away. I don't hear it. Okay, let's keep going.
Take a knee for 15 seconds and thank God that none of your high school football players were injured during the course of...
Here's 890 WLS, Chicago, Illinois. High-pitch whine coming from the camera.
Joe Kennedy.
It's the only RFI I have on the whole band. It's on all my radios.
Really
digital or analog.
hard. So fighting for my own.
This is the different way for him to think about it also. I just wanted to throw that out.
I'm glad you did. We're on the same page on that. There's more than one way to skin cat, as the old saying goes, right?
Okay, I'm going to see if this is 920 or 910.
Oh, yeah. Thank you very much. You're most welcome. I appreciate it. Bye. Peter just called and said you can't say that. Can't say what? Skin cat. Oh, that's an old thing. Nope. That's like bashing a Johnny Appleseed face. Careful. Careful. I would never. Yeah.
Okay, so I jumped up to 930. So it should tune up nice.
Hi, Patrick.
Can't get 920.
Anyway,
There it is. Barely can hear it.
8.5%, the highest for over 40 years.
Okay, keep going. So that's 920. The Big Badger, WOKY, Milwaukee.
This month, for every IRA
there we go.
above 20K, you'll get a 3-ounce silver American Virtue coin as a thank you.
I can connect with Christ. And,
Back to 930 WBKM, Sandwich, Illinois, relevant radio.
these young girls murmuring, your mom talking to them.
Got music here on 940 WFAW, Fort Atkinson, Wisconsin. Let's see if we can't bring that in with the loop. I'm spending a lot of time with the loop, but I like using this, and it's kind of fun to show on camera. So let's go ahead and turn that back up. Yeah, sometimes you really need that. Give it a boost. Okay. Go slow with 2 thumbs here.
No, I don't think you are.
A lot of stations jammed together. 950 WNTD, Chicago. Relevant radio.
The question of being considerate. Now,
Connect with us using the WTR app or at WTR.org. Support for NPR comes from this station and from the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation.
970 WHA, Madison, Wisconsin.
Has to choose between paying rent, putting food on the table, and protecting their health and the health of others.
So I'm not, adamantly against guns. The whole high-capacity extended magazines and.
So this is 1000 WMVP Chicago. Why they're not talking about sports, I don't know. But yeah, so there we are, coming in strong, which is good. So we'll keep going.
Not a great way to say hello to Chicago.
No, I know that the Bears have no comment, but my comment is like...
Dimantro 120 godzin tygodniowo. Dla kobiety w okolicy Austin i Divorcee na 30 godzin tygodniowo. Dogodne godziny pracy w przyjemnej atmosferze.
Here's 1030 WNVR, Vernon Hills, Illinois.
Stały pobyt lub pozwolenie na pracę. Zrzeszenie nie pobiera opłat do oferowanej pracy. Więcej informacji pod numerem 42.
But speaking of which, this first story.
this every day for Maya.
Every day driving down here, I got forced onto the
1050 WLIP, Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Stern School Road off of 41. Some guy just timed me, tried to make 2 lanes out of 1.
There's spots, there's pockets where there's...
You remember that?
Lub drogą pocztową 773-586-70. And people were protecting their land with guns and stuff. Well, that
So here we are, WTSO, another ESPN station, 1070, running the same program as 1000, it sounds like. This is Madison, Wisconsin.
Well, I didn't remember a reality show, Tim, about kids. There was, trust me.
SCU.com lub pod 1-855-773-2848. Promocja potrwa do 30 czerwca. Obowiązują zasady.
Next to it is 1080 WNWI, Oak Lawn, Illinois. As you can tell, this radio is doing okay. It's mainly great for semi-locals and local stations. They sound so fantastic. It does, you can DX, but you got to have a loop. If you're going to go for those distant stations, especially during the day.
Primera forma. Santiago, por su nombre original Jacob o Jacobo, y su hermano.
So here's 1110 WXCS, Chicago.
Han sido designados por Jesús.
These are Republican primary voters. Look, my concern about this campaign, I said this over the weekend a couple times at a couple groups I spoke to, is the campaign for governor is kind of devolving.
So here's 1130 WISN, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Endorsements. And so tonight we have a debate in Green Bay. Tim Michaels isn't going to show up.
Their finances. I want to just ask you today, if discovering the Jewish Jesus is being used by Father God in your life to be a blessing.
Hope for Your Life, 1160 WYLL, Christian Radio, Chicago, Illinois.
To automate your monthly giving, just go online to discoveringthejewishjesus.com.
Squirrel on my radio. Yeah, squirrel. WSQR, Sycamore, Illinois. I love it. .1200 AM. This is WRTO, Chicago, Illinois. Every time I've been tuning this now, I've been getting music. Normally it's sports. Now somebody's going to tell me they had a station change. I haven't checked. I don't listen to this station, but if some of you guys know about this, let me know. Or I might be listening to it early enough now, because I used to not tune this early in the morning to pick up these different programs.
Debate that with me. Michaels is certainly the Trump candidate. And the Republican Party is kind of...
Here's 1230 WCLO, Janesville, Wisconsin.
Whether or not that makes or breaks a deal for them as to who they...
И у нас, минимум брезгливое какое-то... Во-первых, она, честно говоря, не сильно привлекательно выглядит. Ну и...
1240 WSBC, Chicago, Illinois. Had to tune it back and forth to get that.
Когда она там присасывается.
Country music barely coming through. 1260 WEKZ, Monroe, Wisconsin, 60 miles. It's always a hard station to pick up. But we have a loop, so we're going to use it. Bring it in. Nice. Nice thing about this, daytime stations are pretty stable. You just put your radio in one spot, put your loop in one spot, tune it in, and you're good to go. And sometimes in the evening too as well.
Thinking of casting them, or did you even do the script for the kid before you did Magnificent Seven?
We were writing it. We were definitely in like a second draft by the time we were doing Mag 7, yeah.
So here's 1280, WBIG, Aurora, Illinois. They have the big shopping show, I think at like 10 or 11. It's pretty awesome. Shopping on the radio. This is one of the stations in my area. I think there's like 3 of them. There's this one on 1280. I think there's one on 1360, and then there's one on 1410. It's awesome.
He doesn't show that side of them a lot. He's got a bit.
Oh, okay, cool. Barely picking this up. WZTI Greenfield, Wisconsin. It's a music station. Not very enjoyable, but it's there. It's always fun to get that one because only my big tuners can pick that up. This should be 1310 WIBA, Madison, Wisconsin. We'll just double check since I went a little crazy tuning fast there. Things are getting a little bit. Oh, I'm not sure where I went. Okay, we'll just keep doing it and figure it out. Okay, we jumped at 1360.
Short of those 2 victories, we've now lost 11 out of 12 statewide general elections. Every time that Republican-based, Madison machine steps up and puts their candidate through, and that I would argue that machine is fine without Mr. Michael. Those people lose. But I know there's a potential part of Michael.
So 1310 WIBA, Madison, Wisconsin. Let's just back it up one more.
I didn't do the efforts you made to rate.
Nie, spokojnie, jestem relaksacyjnie, bardzo dziękuję.
1300 WRDZ, LaGrange, Illinois. Yeah, I bumped it. I was going crazy. Like, which way am I going? So 1300. Let's go now up to DeKalb. Rockford. 1310. 1330 WNTA, Rockford, Illinois.
Couple years, okay, very good. All right, did you get to bring home free chicken? Did you get free chicken?
No.
Oh, okay.
1360 WLBK, DeKalb, Illinois. Did you get your free chicken?
Okay.
All right, did you hear that, Emma Lou?
No, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, you couldn't. See, I'm still working on her phone system. But I guess she met the original colonel. She didn't meet your dad. Oh, okay. She met the original colonel. And he had a golden spoon, I guess, that he was...
Music on 1380 WBEL, South Beloit, Illinois.
Going to Blakey on July 22nd for a day of fellowship with performances by Ricky.
I just turned the radio. I didn't touch the tuner. 1390 WGRB, Chicago, Illinois. Just shows you how touchy it is towards the top of the band here.
Bring your lawn chair and be prepared to enjoy an amazing afternoon.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, Dennis. Hi, Dennis.
Yeah, spot on, Larry, with the redneck definition. That's what it is. And he'll be
1410 WRMN, Elgin, Illinois, I believe. We'll double check.
boiled peanuts or, you know,
Plug in my frequency on the Skywave.
fantastic snack. Yeah, but regularly. And I was being over there.
Sounds better on that radio.
Morning with the new GF and her friends.
Again,
and,
speaker.
Talking in code here, but
I noticed. Is that so the old GF does 815-520-4019. That's 815-520-4019. And God bless.
This is a Fox News alert. I'm Chris Foster.
This should be 1440 WROK, Rockford, Illinois.
For refusing to stop leading post-game prayers on the field. He told Fox ahead.
Okay, I think I jumped all the way to 1490. That's going to be Iron Country. Yeah, because it's getting a little harder to tune. WGEZ, Beloit, Wisconsin. So a lot of unsteadiness here. So let's go to bring my loop in and steady these signals. So Christian radio, or a Catholic radio possibly, 1520 WLUV, Loves Park, Illinois. There you go, that really helps bring that station in. And we're going to see if this is 1590. Usually it's ethnic or Korean. Let's see. My radio. Go beep sounds, my Skywave.
Cyrus, do you think Drew laughs when I say that?
Not sure where I'm at.
Who is this Drew of which you speak? Yeah. Man, I haven't.
Okay, that was 1640 WSJP, Sussex, Wisconsin. It really jumped up.
Absolute certitude. May I say to you?
There it is, yeah.
That thousands of your listeners, oh, by the way, what she's referring to, there's somebody who is here or usually certitude more than once in one show. I think I used it twice or three times.
Okay, so 1640. Wow, let's see if we can back it up a little bit. There we go. Lake County Traffic Advisory Radio. Lake County, Illinois. 1620. Nice. There's that station I was looking for, 1590, that I just zipped by because I just bumped this a little too fast. I had to go really slow. WCGO, Evanston, Illinois, 1590. Alright, we're done. Cool. Yeah, so there it is. This Sony ICF-P20, Japanese import. Yeah, I mean, if you can find this radio, $20 and under, it's a fun all analog tuning experience. FM's okay, AM's really good. I do enjoy it. Daytime listening, it's a little tough, as you heard. I need to use a loop a lot for those distant stations and semi-distant stations. But anything, you know, more local or semi-local, you're going to pick up and you're going to have a good time with. It's a great radio. Definitely to turn it up all the way. There we go. So yeah, definitely worthy. Links below to this radio. If you can't find this one, to be honest with you, the new P27 is a very interesting tuning radio. Might be one to check out if you can't find the P26 model. If you're into all analog, the P27 uses a computer-controlled with analog circuitry. It's very interesting. It's like a hybrid tuning system. It's kind of in between an analog and a true DSP. So it's interesting what they're coming up with tuning technologies. It's good for Sony. I'm glad to see it. So the P27 is worthy as well. I have links below to that. So check them out. Hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a like if you did. 2, if you like Sony products and want to see more. Subscribe to the bell icon. And 3, comment below what you think about the ICF-P20. Is it something you'd add to your collection? I think it's pretty sharp. It would definitely look cool sit next to the S10 MK2, which is an all silver American version. Definitely awesome. This one's not a bad example. I got lucky. So there it is. All right, guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in my next video.